So I also want to let you know that I'm super excited that you joined, and I always appreciate your support and your time. All right, I assure you the little time you spend with me here on this live stream, they are actually not going to be in vain. All right, so in today's live stream I am actually going to be giving you a little tip, or let's say probably a little advice on how you should go about your daily routine now that school has resumed. All right, for you as a parent who has a child, and definitely we all know that the school has resumed, and of course there is nothing you will still go about our daily routines normal the way we used to. But I think this time I want you to do a little adjustment, in the sense that I totally understand that school resumption is more for me. I'll tell you that school resumption is more than buying books and uniforms, all right? It is a reset for your child's routine, their mindset and emotional well-being, all right? And a lot of parents focus only on academics, but there is also, or will I say, there is only one piece of the puzzle, in the sense that I would want you as a parent to start with, let me say, structure. Yes, one of the reasons why I say start with structure is because children thrive when they know what to expect, especially when you try to adjust sleep schedules early, then set consistent wake up and when it comes to their time, and also try to create a simple morning routine. All right, the routine that doesn't feel rushed or chaotic. Okay, now that you know that everything has actually changed. So when morning are calm, all right, children carry the stability into school. So for you as a parent, I want you to start paying more attention to their emotions, not just their performance. All right. Yeah, I don't thank you for joining my live stream. I want to welcome you. This is Jason Vivian Amy Williams Parenting Channel, and all we do, we talk about the well-being of children, positive, and also all about gentle parenting. All right. So thank you so much. I appreciate you a whole lot. All right. So this little tips I'm giving you is what things you should consider, because I know that school have actually resumed, and you know that some children return to school excited, others return to school being anxious or even withdrawn. Instead of you asking what did you learn today, try like you what maybe you feel like you want to ask them, how did you feel today, or what's the best or the hardest part of your day. That's how to catch issues early. All right, so before they return into bigger problems. All right, so one of the things I'm telling you all of these things is because so that you start knowing or start paying more attention to details when it comes to your children's lives. Because I know a lot of parents, they feel like when school resumes they don't pay attention to how they make their children to sleep. Let me tell you, I don't know if I've said this in any of my video. Health wise, it's important for a child to sleep by 7 p.m. and when a child sleeps immediately is 7 or maybe 7:30. In fact, don't allow you to get to 7:30. Once your child starts sleeping by 7, the child will find it easier, and the child will have enough rest, because he or she can easily wake up by 4 a.m. or by 5 a.m. in the morning. All right, and when you wake that child up, the child will be energetic. The child has had enough rest to start up a new day. All right, so it's important that you monitor, or let's say you ensure that your child sleep properly. That's why in China as per se. They said you once it's done, like in the morning till 5, as long as the sun is up, they try as all they can do to do everything and have their meal. Once it's 6 o'clock, nobody is eating again. All right. I mean, for the people who wants to be, healthy and wants to live longer life. All right. So once it's night, like once it's past 6, 7, their children have taken their bed, and they have already put their children to sleep. All right. So it's important you know the best thing you can do for your child, so that your child will also be energetic and be emotionally okay, stable, and physically, mentally, and health wise your child is okay. All right. So that is why I'm bringing all these things to you, so that you don't just rely. It's not just wake your child up, they let him bathe as in any time you want. If you want to wake the child up by 6, you wake he or she up. If you want to wake, no, pick a particular time. And if because he or she is still a child and they are still going out for school, learning and a lot of things, you have to ensure that they sleep on time. Let them have enough rest. That is one of the things that will help them to be healthy and to be physically fit. Mentally, otherwise, your child is physically fit. All right. So that's basically what it is. And please don't outsource all learning to this school. Okay. To be involved, but don't be controlling, because I know a lot of parents want to control almost everything. Just check their work, guide them when needed. All right. But don't avoid doing assignments for them. I know a lot of parents will be like, I'm busy, and let the house help do it, let the nanny do it. No, in this aspect of your child, there are things, in fact, there are things you don't allow another person to do for you. Homework is one of it. I know this is actually for our parents who are educated, but if you're not educated, it's fine to assign somebody to do your child's work. But when the person, can you at least make out time to be around when this person is teaching your child, or probably when this person is helping your child with his or her homework? Because it's very important. Yes, it is, because it will help you to understand how your child learned, how long it takes your child to catch up, and also know how those people are teaching your children. All right. Because in one way or the other, you can't say you don't always want to be involved because you don't know it, but there are some aspects of your child's life that needs your presence, and their home activity is one of it. Even if you're not the one doing it, make out time to just be around. You can sit around, you can be upstairs and they're doing it downstairs, but the most important thing is that you are around when those things are being carried out. All right. You are around when they are doing it. Okay. So the goal is for you to build independence. All right. Not perfection. And also, don't try to control everything. Sometimes you can still allow them to do it by themselves, because it will help them to be independent. And please, now that school have resumed, don't pressure your children. All right. Just be careful, don't pressure them. Or maybe you want the child to do well. It's a normal thing, but sometimes it's also good for you to know that things, there are process, things takes time. Some things takes time. All right. A lot of things do take time. Okay. So I appreciate that you want your child to be perfect, you want your child to do well, but also understand the fact that some things takes time. All right. And that when you understand it, that will help you to be more patient, and also know how to follow your child depending on his or her way of understanding. And please don't, all this constant comparison is not good. Don't always compare your children. Okay. Constant comparison, it always affects them. When you correct them, just give them some little time. All right. Or maybe you are comparing them, you need to do this, you need to do that, your classmate is doing it, I called your teacher, he said that you're not just the only one who is not. Sometimes comparison kills the child's feelings, the child faith towards academics and everything. All right, don't compare them too much, okay? And see, just sometimes this comparison can quietly damage their confidence. All right, focus more for your parents. I will tell you to focus more on the progress of that child and not competition. All right, I know this might be a little confusing, but I have to say all of these things because sometimes when sometimes I am moved to say some things. It's not just because I want to say it, but I feel these are the things that can actually help you as a parent, all right? And believe me, now that school math has resumed, also remember that health is wealth, all right? And your child's health matters more than anything, all right? And a lot of parents tend to neglect their children's health and their well-being. Okay, I've told you about proper meal. Please try to feed them on time. All right, don't give them food late at night. Please ensure that your child sleeps once it's 7 o'clock. Try forget everything. Try to see that you put your child to bed so that they will sleep and have enough time to rest, so that their body will relax and their brain will have enough time to reset itself. And limit screen time. I know once your child is back from school, the next thing you do is you carry your tablet, phone, and you hand it over to them. Remember, these are children that have sat down and they have been the teachers have been teaching them for the whole day. The best you can do for your child is that if he or she has a home activity, just hand it over to them, let them do it. After that, let them go and rest. If the child is still too energetic, that they just take them out, let them have what is an outdoor activity. In the sense, an outdoor activity is not you taking them to restaurant or to an eatery or anything. No, just take them. If it's a child that loves to play football, let them go and play football. If a child that loves to let them just stay around the compound and play, and have fresh and receive fresh air and all of that. Okay, because that would help them. But you handing them tablets, they should start watching cartoon, they should start seeing anything. No, it's going to be too much for them. Okay, school have resumed. Limit some things, and screen time also affects them directly without you even noticing it. All right, it affects their memory, because a tired, or let's say a hungry child will struggle no matter how good the cartoon is. You might want the child to be seeing to be watching whatever thing that you put for he or she in the screen on the screen, but at the end of the day, the child has grasped so much that he or she cannot even remember the initial or the last, or let's say the middle, the last thing he or she saw. All right, so it affects a child. Know when to say no to their probably if the child is telling you, mommy, give me my phone, give me the tablet, I want to see something. No, please limit it. All right, let them focus more on their academics. All right, maybe in the weekend you can give them their phone. Just teach them time management. This is the time you have to start teaching your children all those things. All right, nothing happens out of the blue. You are the one that inculcates those morals in them. All right, so teach them time management, so that when you are saying this is not the time for this, they will understand and know that you are not bluffing. All right, that you are saying the facts. So you are stating the facts. All right, and finally, build a relationship with their teacher. Yes, I know most parents, you are always shying away from your child's teacher. You are always running away. Even sometimes your child will tell you, mommy, our teacher, mommy, you didn't ask me the name of my new class teacher. I know a lot of you will not do that. Try as much as you can to have a good relationship with your child's class teacher. All right, you don't need to wait until there is a problem, or maybe there's a problem before you can build that kind of relationship. All right, a simple connection helps you to understand your child better, more better from another perspective, because when you understand how your child behavior is, but you still need to hear from the mouth of his or her teacher how he or she is performing in class. Is your child paying more attention? If they see that's one thing I appreciate about some schools. They put what we call they have what we call what do they call this thing? They say there's open day. Yes, open day. Some schools have open day where they invite parents to come and have a one-on-one conversation with your child's class teacher. Okay, so I will urge you to always build a relationship with your child's teacher. All right. Like I said, don't wait until when things have gone wrong before you start saying you came here to verify, you want to inquire, you want to find out what's really happened. No, it mustn't be when there is a problem that you have one-on-one conversations with your child's teacher. All right. So is a simple connection that will help you understand your child better from another perspective and makes it easier to address issues if they arise. All right. If you feel like maybe your child is not doing well, or your child didn't do well the last term, this new term that school has resumed is the best time for you to go closer to your class teacher. Always call. Maybe you can be calling maybe two times a week and find out how your child's performance in class is going on. Okay, so that you can be able to know if truly your child is adapting, your child is doing it, or your child is doing well. There are a lot of reasons why you should start calling your child's class teacher, even at least once a week. Once a week is small, just go twice a week is important, so that the teacher him or herself will also understand that you are also being very careful, you are also paying attention to whatever thing that he or she is teaching your child, that you are also like you also don't take things like, well, how will I put it, that that you also want to know, understand, you truly want to be involved in whatsoever thing that is going on. Okay, that you are also monitoring and also paying attention to details. That's majorly the fact. So that is basically what it is. So thank you so much for joining my live stream today. I noticed I think I wanted it to be a brief one, so thank you if you started from the beginning of this my live stream to this point. I want to appreciate you a whole lot. All right, so that comes to the end of my today's advice to our dear parents out there. If you have a child, so please pay more attention, consider their health, consider their emotions, consider their physical well-being, consider their diet. All right, and also have a good relationship with your child's class teacher. All right, always call often to know what is going on. How attentive is your child when he or she is in the classroom? How your child is performing, how your child's performance is for the week. Okay, always try to make the score, because it's really going to help you a whole lot. Okay, thank you so much for your patience, your time, and everything. I really appreciate it. If you have a question, drop it as a comment on this video. Please, if you have not been following me, try to follow me and also try to subscribe to my channel. I will appreciate it a whole lot. Joseph Gala says, should I sub a like? Please, if it is convenient for you, please subscribe and also like my video. Alright, thank you so much. At S Vian Vias Na 640 said hi, thank you for joining my live stream. So Joseph, thank you so much. I know you must have been the one that liked this live stream, so thank you so much for liking the live stream. I appreciate it a whole lot. All right, so thank you. I believe that you must have learned one or two things from what I have to say. All right, So this is my parenting advice for today. If you didn't understand, or maybe you joined late or at the middle of this teaching, try to go to my live stream, okay? Go to my, sorry, go to my, go back to my channel and go to, instead of the videos or the shorts, go to the live. You see where they wrote live, click on it. You see I'm going to repost this video, all right, so that you can be able to see, rewatch it from the beginning to the end. All right, so thank you so much for sticking with me till the very end of this live stream. Do you have any question? If you have a question, please do ask, all right? Because I'm also free to answer your question. At this moment, I can answer your question. So, do you have a question? Do you have a question? If you have a question, feel free to ask. I'm going to answer you. At least I still have 10 more minutes. If you have a question, please feel free to ask. Any question for me? If you have a question, ask. If you have a question, feel free to ask. Or maybe you actually want to make inquiry about something, go ahead. Okay? Anything, any question, feel free to ask, all right? Because we understand more when we ask questions. And have you ever been on a journey and you missed, or probably you don't know where you're going to, but you know that when you tend to ask questions, in fact your journey will be more easier, because you will be directed by people on the right path to go. All right, and this is it. Now that I've finished saying what I have to say, do you have a question? Ask, so that I can be able to clarify your curiosity. I can be able to clarify you. If you have a question, please feel free to ask. And please, Joseph, thank you so much for subscribing. All right, I appreciate it a whole lot. All right, see you on my next live stream, and bye.